Hello, everybody.
So, as you know, Measy and I have been working on an app. We have this whole series going on YouTube, and today we're doing a catch up, and we're basically going to talk about like what next steps we're going to do. So you're gonna see in real time us just like brainstorm everything like that. But Measy, how you doing?
Oh, I'm good. I'm tired. I have so many things to do. It's like I have 15 jobs and no job at the same time. But
Mm,
I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to chit chat about the app. We've come so far in such a short amount of time. We literally spent more time trying to figure out what platform we are going to use than actually building the app, which is wild.
well, what's so crazy is like because I go online and there's a lot of people that like do not like vibe coding and
Mhm.
they'll talk negatively. They're not real developers, all this stuff. So I feel like I had that in my back of my mind, but also like I'm gonna try this out for myself just because like I didn't see my own experience. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, like Codex is nice. like,
And you know what? I mean, I would argue that people who vibe code are not real coders. Like I would agree with that
mhm,
statement. They are vibe coders, right? But I
mhm,
think vibe coding is proving that you don't have to get a degree in computer science to build something that works. Ooh,
mhm.
okay. Are we gonna do tech news for a second? I just thought about it. I haven't tried it
Yes, let's
yet.
do it.
Okay, so we talked about it a couple weeks ago. What's it called? Dual Shot, the app that.
Yes.
Okay, so I still haven't tried it, but
Mhm.
and I was skeptical, not of the app, like whatever. If you put out an app, I hope it works. But I started to wonder if that app was vibe coded, just because like
Yeah.
I didn't look too much into the guy, but nothing on his profile immediately told me that he was a developer or anything. And I believe he himself was a content creator, so I feel like he was approaching it from that side. But people were saying how like their phone starts to overheat, they can only record like little short clips.
Mhm.
None of that surprises me because if you have ever recorded a lot of video at one time, whatever device you're using is going to start to get hot. And so using both sensors at the same time, that does not
Ooh.
surprise me at all.
I wonder if that's why, because we were talking like, why haven't like Apple, for example, already
Mhm.
made this kind of thing and all that stuff? And I think maybe right now there are some technical difficulties with shooting at this shooting at the same time, two different like vertical and horizontal. Oh, that's so interesting. Every time I see stuff about the app, it's like super positive. So I did not know that like some stuff that's happening. Oh, it's interesting. So is it vibe coded? Do we know?
I don't, you know what? I want to look that up really quick. I'm also going to change my connection because can you see me? Did I just pause?
No,
Okay.
I see you.
Okay. I'm going to turn this off.
Okay, yeah, you're pausing
Yeah.
now.
Okay.
Okay, back. That was
Okay.
quick.
No, I was trying to change my connection because you were coming through a little distorted. What are we looking at? Is dual shot is
Jewel shot, yeah. Let me put myself in do not disturb too while we here. So basically, Dual Shot Recorder, it's an app that's in the App Store and it got like pretty popular. And basically, what it lets you do is it lets you shoot vertically and horizontally at the same time. So you'll basically get both of those clips on your phone. So with content creators, sometimes it's like you have to decide in your head, like, okay, am I going to shoot vertically or horizontally? There's some filmmakers that have a way around it and they just shoot like very wide and then like will crop later. But it's like it's a real pain point. So yeah, the app was becoming really popular. I was gonna go get it to support, but have you seen anything? Like, is it vibe coded?
so what I'm looking at, what I'm seeing from the top is that it is indeed vibe coded. A lot of people are bringing it up in vibe coding conversations. I'm trying to get to an app. I'm trying to get to an article that is not Instagram. I guess that's not even an article. I'm trying to get a post that's not Instagram. But let me see. Let me look up this guy on Instagram. But yeah, it's looking
Yeah,
like it
no,
was vibe coded.
very interesting. I could see that. I think that's when it comes to like vibe coding apps and all that stuff. I feel like now, like, we created an app and we can put that in the app store. But I think what's more interesting is like when you can create something that like solves a real problem, and that is the real problem. And we were talking about how like we both have experienced that, but we didn't think about like that there was a technical solution to solving that. We just thought, you have to pick or you have to shoot really wide.
And that's like, I think when you don't know how stuff works, your mind is more open, right? Because like
Mm,
the fact that phones are overheating, that you can only do so many seconds, doesn't surprise me at all because that was kind of exactly where my mind went. Your
mm.
phone's gonna crash, it's not gonna be possible. But when you don't like know about the technical limitations, they don't matter to you, and so you can just build something. I 100% think this
That's
guy
very
vibe coded. Looking at his page, it looks like he also released a freaking AI children's book. Um, I have beef.
mm,
It's This is a weird place for me to sit in. First of all, we're talking about vibe coding app right now. Again, I'm not against it, but I do. I have feelings about AI generated like art and images.
mm,
I think it's very cool. I think it's very cool to build models that can do that, but obviously there's a lot of ethical concerns on like how was that model trained to be able to do that, right? Like nobody got paid and you didn't pay artists to create 1,000 bajillion images. So yeah, and I'm not I think the arts should stay to humans. I think the people are what bring the creativity to things. So I don't love an AI generated like piece of art, like a literature, a video, so to speak. But it's fine. It can take over code.
I literally I am always I see both sides. I truly do.
Yeah.
I think there are some creatives out there that maybe in the past they couldn't afford an illustrator. So I think them
Okay.
having
Yeah.
the abilities that to create, and it's like a less of a like a barrier to entry. I like that. There was like a filmmaker who I think I saw this at Google I/O and was basically talking about how she believes that like having babies on set is kind of, I don't know if she said unethical, but she was like she doesn't really like that because like they can't really consent to
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
being on set.
Yes.
So she said that she used an AI generated. She actually used herself because she could give her consent for her own image, and she used that in the
Mhm.
movie. And I was like, okay, I feel you. So I think there's so much like nuance to it. There was one creative that said they were building kind of like, an LLM that was only trained on like stuff it got permission from.
Mhm.
I saw this like a while ago. I have no idea the state of that project, but I thought that was like really interesting. But yeah,
Yeah.
there's yeah.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think those kind of things definitely would have taken off before Chat GPT went public. But it's like so hard to break
Mm,
through ChatGPT and Claude and Google Gemini if you are like trying to do stuff ethically. Maybe that needs to be our next project.
now that's pretty interesting. Yeah, we'll see where like that thing goes for. I think I remember the creator, but I need to like look up their name or something like that. But yeah, I think there's people who are completely against AI and stuff, and just like AI has taught me so much stuff, like in the learning aspect. That's
Yeah.
like I I'm not 100% against it. I think there's like
Yeah.
smarter ways of using it. You know what I mean? And that's what I like dig into. And then it's so random. I'd be like, I eat meat. They be talking about like saving the environment and all that stuff, and I'd be like, I eat meat. Like I just think
I
it's
think,
funny.
yeah. Again, obviously, I mean, I went to school for it. When I was in undergrad, I was like, I want to work with AI. I just wasn't 100% sure. So I'm definitely not against it at all. But I agree with you. Like, I think it's just like time and place. I think right
Yeah.
now it's just everywhere and in a lot of irresponsible places. Because even like on the note of like, you saying like, oh, like somebody that might be good at writing a story, but they can't draw and they can't afford an
Yeah.
illustrator. So then they can do that. I think
Yeah.
that's cool. And I think even to push it further though, what would be cool is if I as an animator, right? Or maybe I'm really good at drawing, but I don't know how to animate. If I could just take a picture of this one thing and then feed it in to animate it, and then now I can make my own cartoon. Like stuff like that, like it would be nice for it to help push the artist forward, but it doesn't need to be taking the artist's place. I guess that's where I stand on it from an art
Yeah.
standpoint.
And I don't think it will. I think
No.
I like yeah, like I have my favorite like actors and things like that, and I want to see how they act. I don't want to see how the person behind the AI made them act.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think there's gonna
Yeah.
just be a subset of people who like AI art and stuff, and it's just gonna
Mhm.
be like just another subset. But I really truly can't imagine it replacing like what we have now.
Yeah, I think we'll be safe. But oh, and the last thing I was going to say about the environment, I don't know. It's definitely not great, but it is there's bigger fish to fry. If we want to start somewhere, we've got to start with the meat industry. We've got to start with the golf courses. You know what I mean? Like, and data centers will always be a thing. Now, obviously, we need way more with AI, but yeah, I think a lot of the hate online is misdirected. Like, there's definitely reasons to go up and say AI isn't ethical and stuff, but they're approaching it from lanes that make no sense. Guys, if you want to hate AI, just do it in the right way. I'll even make a video, the right way to hate on AI.
Yes, I that you know what I mean. That'd be funny, and it's like you could watch a 2-hour movie on Netflix, and that's using up energy and stuff like that. Or I can give a couple of prompts, and that could even be less energy than me watching that 2-hour movie. Like, I just think there's like a lot of nuance to it, and there's different tools too that have different like like Deep Seek. I heard was really good energy wise compared to like the other ones. So
And I mean, imagine how many data centers Google has, or just YouTube, just YouTube. There are
you know what I mean?
thousands.
And like they will talk about AI, and then they're like doing it on threads. Like you made that, like you know what I mean? I just don't know. I'm just like,
Exactly. Like I just, what are we doing? Or you're talking crap from an iPhone. Do we need to be releasing iPhones? Apple is a queen of greenwashing because you care about environmental, but you release a new phone every year for what? You could save a lot by
there
not releasing a new phone every year.
there's a lot to it. And yeah, I just think the conversation is way more nuanced. And I also think big corporations versus like the little guy. I think it's so easy to go to the little guy and be like, you stop.
Yeah.
But then these big corporations who are using, I don't even know how much times the average person. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
And the golf courses.
it's a lot. Yeah, like we just went on this a little tangent here. Oh, dual shot recorder. I think if that was vibe coded, it kind of makes me like like that more because I just think it would be cool that someone who had no experience made something like that. But it is
Yeah.
interesting. What are you gonna say?
I was just gonna say hi. As we
Hello,
were chatting,
hey.
I was looking at the guy's Instagram. There was no signal that he was had any level of technical expertise. So I think he either vibe coded it or he like kind of worked with somebody to do it. I still think it's a great idea. I'm just not surprised that it had issues, but that was a big task to take on. So if he would have released the app and it was perfect, I would have been
Yeah.
shocked.
I mean, it's kind of nice the way he's doing it. Like I see him like making posts and stuff saying like, "Hey, let me know what you like and what you don't like," and like kind of like building in public like what we're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just think that's cool. But it is interesting because because of my background, I do have certain questions that if someone who was just like vibe coding with no technical background wouldn't have. Like I'm asking Codex like, okay, so how are we gonna handle storage? Privacy.
Yes.
Like I just have that in my back of my head. So I'm like, okay, it's local. It will just be on their phone. I'm like, okay, great. So that
Exactly.
stuff does like pop up. Yeah. And using terminal too, I just like my background helps me with that because like
Yes.
I just think about like new people using terminal and I can do like the commands, open and close it and all that stuff. And I'm just like that even would be like a learning curve.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess this comment
All
kind of gives
right.
us a segue.
Yes. So you said did the hey Jojo, by the way, did the app come out great? I'm building my own platform. I'm so glad that like you're building it. That was like literally like one of our goals. Like we just thought it would be so cool. Like while we're building something, other people are building their like own apps and stuff. So This is like the first time looking at it on Android, just because like I've been using like Apple, but part of the testing process, you like to test on different phones, devices, and all that stuff. So I'm like, that's pretty cool. And just like different things. So this is like when you don't have you know, anything in the app yet. And then there's the bottom navigation that we talked about. So yeah, this user. So then something new that I play around with is when you go to like progress over here, you can actually like write a little something. Yeah.
Oh,
So like
yes.
I'll take a picture of us
Oh, I see you
and
using
then
that
I'll
Google
take
Pixel.
I have this is the only that I have to try it out on. So then I guess other stuff too. I didn't write anything. But then yeah, first and last just because the user only has one photo. But then you can click on it and stuff, and then you can actually like delete it. So let's just like delete it. All this is
Okay.
working fine. But let's like log something again. Take a picture. Okay, let's write something like on live with
I said Google
Measy.
Pixel like
And
that because she be acting like she don't got no love for Android. I'm gonna put it that way. Oh, my dog
oh
scared me.
me?
Yes.
No, I do. I got this. I was a part of like the Pixel program where they would like send you phones and stuff like that. And like, yeah, no, I really like this. I wish they would still send me phones, but maybe one
Next
day
time.
again.
Yes.
Okay, so then when you go back to click on it, it says the text at the bottom and then also the date and stuff.
Okay.
So it's like and you like the purple behind it as well, keeping up our purple theme. But it's interesting, like the UI of this. Oh wow, that looks great. That's nice. And Measy, why you say Google Pixel like that? Oh, Measy, I have love for Android. Yes, I have love for Android. Sponsor me more. I
Right.
do though. So yeah, okay. So then you can see over here, like we could keep tweaking and playing around with this. You know what I mean? Like the UI looks better than it did before, but it's like we can play around with like how that looks. I think the buttons and all that stuff could look a little better as well. It doesn't feel like cohesive and all that. Or we
Hmm.
could put it out there and see what people think. You know?
Yeah, but as much as the design and stuff matters, it also doesn't. What matters is that it
Yeah.
works. But, as people who worked with designers and stuff, it's hard to just put out just anything.
I'm a girl. I love some nice UI. Like for
Some
a while, I
aesthetics,
did not.
for real.
I love me some aesthetics. For a while, I didn't use Reddit just because I couldn't get over the UI. I was like,
Girl, it's so easy
I
for
was
me to
like,
get
what?
off of Reddit because it's so ugly. I promise you. Like, I go on there because I can, see all my little fandoms at one time. But sometimes I'm
Yeah,
like, why am I like, especially when people have long threaded conversations? I'm like, how have they not made a better way for me to just like, squash that conversation? Because they'll start
yeah.
having a side conversation in the comments.
I literally was getting confused for a while using Reddit. I figured it out, people, and all that stuff. And
Yeah,
now, like,
no,
I'll,
I don't blame you.
yeah. So then, other stuff too, like when you go to like log progress, you can actually like upload a photo as well. So let's just pick something random. So then upload it, and you can still see like your camera view, which is
Mhm.
something we could fix, but it still works. Like I could say something like, got this for my next YouTube video. And then you can choose again, or you can save it. So then you save it. It says moment captured. There's even like a little animation too. One of the things I love on my Apple Watch is when you get like all your goals for the day and it gives you that little like that dopamine hit, that little animation. So I have something like that as well. But there's like it's taking the pictures. It has it under today. I have my other phone too, but it's like it can say stuff like, oh, like this week, this month, like it organizes it
Mhm.
like that. So this one, we got the painter, and these are all just random pictures. These
Okay.
stories, these photos, like
Yeah.
tell a story. But yeah, it's
We're
working.
there.
It's working. So
I love
now,
that. I'm excited for this.
yes, yeah, there's different things we can do. Like some people, they do like test flight where they try to get like
Yeah. Some beta
or we
testers.
just put it out there.
You know, and I don't hate the idea of test flight, and I've done that before. I've done it for apps, and I've like had an app that I had on the store. The only I just do regular people download test app. Like if I send this to my friends, I don't believe that they're gonna put in the work. And it's not that much work. All you have to do is download one app. But people act like it's
I
a job.
No, literally, I agree. Like, I think we could do that whole test process, or we can literally just put it out there. And it's kind of like we've been doing this for fun, like a passion project. So it's like we really don't got
Who
anything
cares?
to lose. Yeah.
Yeah, I
If
agree.
someone's like, it got one star, baby, it got one star.
It got one, so who
Like,
cares? Yeah, you know what? I high key think we should just put it out there. Screw it.
I think we should do.
Yeah. And I think this will be an
Because, like,
experience
I
for
was,
both of us. We can make another one together. We can make one separately, but we at least got one out there.
yes, exactly. I think we have like learned so much about the process and vibe coding and things like that. I feel like you could tweak this for months and years and all that stuff. I say like, yeah, let's put it out there. I was also thinking too, like with like test users, I don't imagine the amount of you have to have like a lot of passion to like play around with it and try to
Yeah,
break it. Like,
exactly.
you have to pay me to do that. Like I was like a quality engineer for one of my internships and literally try to break it, but I had that incentive.
Yeah.
So just don't imagine like a random person having that incentive. So like, yeah, let's put it out there.
And also just because it's
And
built for you to accomplish a goal, like we need more long term anyway. Like, are we gonna wait 3 months to put it out to see people's responses?
yeah, honestly, what we can do is just continue it like testing it out. I think maybe in our next live we can like create the like app store icon. Like right now, I was like, what Android did was like it just had like
Um,
that. Like,
yeah.
yeah. So we can create that, go through the process, create the developer account. I was looking up stuff and they said you can like add people to the team. Like if someone's the app manager and someone's like this. So we'll both have like
Yeah.
access to it. And baby, I think we got a game plan.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be good to go. Yeah, I'm making my developer account this week. I would say tonight, but TT tired. Ooh, I'm tired.
Yep.
Um,
That'll be our homework. We'll make the account this week and get
yeah,
that going.
and we can play
I heard it
around
can
with
take a
that.
couple of yeah, I heard it can take a couple of days to get approved anyway. So
Okay.
literally just go through the process. I'm excited.
Yes, this is gonna be
On the
good.
phone
I
I'm using,
Oh no, go
what you
ahead.
said, the phone I'm using like to do this live, I'm actually like using the app like for my own journey and I've been loving it. So I think other people will really like it too. It's kind of like your private Instagram. You know what I mean? Like on yours you
Yes.
showed your dance journey, but here it's kind of like
Yeah.
just for me. The photos don't have to look pretty or perfect or anything like that. Honestly, it kind of reminds me of like OG Instagram. Like I know this creator that's super popular and she posted like all her meals in the beginning before that was like a thing to do on Instagram
Mhm.
and all that stuff. So it feels like that personal diary. And it's so cool too, because I was thinking back to how like in 2025 I kept like a list of accomplishments and
Mhm.
that brought me so much joy because on days I was feeling down, I could look at that and be like, yeah, I'm that
I
girl.
did
You know what
that.
I mean? And so
Mhm.
it's like now I have that. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I think it's gonna be good, and I think I'm most proud of us for staying consistent. I mean, how many lives? Even
Yes.
just going live, y'all. This was a lot for us. We were going live on TikTok before. This is only our second time going live on YouTube for this, but I mean, we did a month of lives. This will be if we finish April, that'll be 2 months of lives, like 2 months of showing up. I think we maybe skipped one day.
Yeah, yeah.
Was it more than
I'm
one?
really proud of. No, I think it was just one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And both of us have been like tired of being like, oh girl, I don't know if I can do it today. And like we've just shown up and then even to just finish the project. So I'm loving where we're going with this.
Yeah, and literally people can see all of our videos, all of our lives, all that stuff, and
Yeah.
they can see literally how to create their own. It's just like a win-win-win. I'm just like, this is like one of my favorite series. Like, yes.
Yes. Okay. Well,
Woo!
is there anything else we wanted to talk about today?
No, just shout out Joe. I remember you from last week. Thank you for supporting us. We appreciate it. And yeah, I think we're gonna have like a big update next week. So stay
Yes.
tuned.
All right. See y'all
Okay,
later.
bye.
Bye.